Have you ever felt like the more you understand, the harder it is to belong? Like the deeper your insights go, the more distant you become from the people around you? You're not imagining things. Throughout history, society has quietly pushed its deep thinkers to the edges, not because they're wrong, but because they reveal what most would rather not see. From Nietzsche to Kierkegaard to Simone Weil, the pattern is undeniable. Those who question too much, see too clearly, and refuse to accept surface-level answers often end up isolated. But why? Why is profound thought met not with admiration, but with resistance? The answer is hidden in the very design of human nature. When we meet someone stronger than us, we admire their strength. When someone is more successful, we might envy them, but we still celebrate their achievements. Yet when we meet someone who thinks more deeply than we do, something different happens. Psychologists call it cognitive dissonance. Instead of admiration, we feel threatened. Their ideas don't just challenge what we know, they challenge who we are, and that's something the ego struggles to forgive. Intellectual depth doesn't simply introduce new information, it acts as a mirror. It forces people to confront their own shallow beliefs, outdated assumptions, and unexamined lives. And most would rather look away than face that reflection. This is why true thinkers often find themselves alone, not because they push others away, but because others instinctively retreat. You see, the mind protects itself. When faced with uncomfortable truths, most people don't engage, they defend. They label the thinker as arrogant, weird, or out of touch because it's easier than questioning their own foundations. But it goes even deeper. From an evolutionary standpoint, belonging has always mattered more than being right. For early humans, survival depended on being accepted by the tribe. Rocking the boat with uncomfortable ideas could mean exile, and exile could mean death. This ancient instinct still lingers today. When someone presents a radically different perspective, no matter how valid, it threatens group cohesion. And so the group protects itself by isolating the thinker. Modern studies back this up. Neuroscientists have found that social rejection activates the same areas of the brain as physical pain. In other words, exclusion literally hurts, and we are wired to avoid it at all costs. This explains why many deep thinkers struggle in groups but thrive in solitude. One-on-one, people may tolerate new ideas, but in groups, social survival instincts kick in. The thinker becomes a threat and is pushed out. There are even cognitive biases fueling this process. Confirmation bias. People favor information that supports what they already believe. The backfire effect. When confronted with facts that challenge their worldview, people often dig even deeper into their original beliefs. Status quo. Bias. People instinctively prefer the familiar, even if the familiar is flawed. Put simply, deep thinkers swim against a current that most are too afraid to leave. And in today's world, the situation has only gotten worse. Social media thrives on outrage, not reflection. Algorithms reward the loudest voices, not the wisest. Quick takes spread faster than careful analysis. In a culture addicted to speed, depth feels like a burden. It demands too much attention, too much discomfort. And so it's ignored, or worse, mocked. But here's the paradox. While society resists deep thought, it desperately needs it. Progress has always been driven by those willing to ask the hard questions, to think beyond the obvious, to endure loneliness for the sake of truth. So if you find yourself feeling alienated because of how deeply you think, understand this. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are walking the path carved by every great mind before you. Schopenhauer once said, "The more intelligent a man is, the more he tends to be unsociable, not because he despises others, but because he sees too clearly to live comfortably among illusions." Loneliness is not a sign of weakness in the thinking mind. It is the cost of seeing the world as it truly is, and sometimes it is only in solitude that the deepest truths are born.